Since Spacies is now a member of the Ministry of Retro Gaming. State of the channel video for July 2018.
Since Spacies.
G'day invaders and welcome to Since Spacies, and this is the state of the channel video for July, and we are just going to do a real quick wrap up of what's happened in the past month. I don't want to take up too much of your time, but a couple of little announcements that I think I should make that just let you guys know that the wheels are turning here at Since Spacies, and we're looking forward to getting you more content to keep up with the bigger channels that are on YouTube. And yeah, some big things have just happened, so I'll get to that in a moment. But yeah, the first big thing, I've got to get this out of the way. We're going to be doing reviews on the channel for the first time, so I'm going to be reviewing some games thanks to the guys at 5 Star Games here in Australia. They're kind of like the new Sega, so it's kind of weird. Back in the day when I was writing reviews for my own magazine, AussieSoft, the company that was distributing games here in Australia back in '91, they were sending me cartridges to review. And they would send me Mega Drive and Master System titles to review, and I would post them back. Well, fast forward to 2018, and I'm now getting review codes for the first time on a thing called YouTube. This is so cool. So the first game that I'll be reviewing is Shining, I can never get this name right, Shining Resonance Refrain. It looks really good. The Shining Force series, the Shining series I should say, is looking like it's making a big comeback. I know it's been kind of off the radar for a little bit, but I've had a quick look at some of the previews that are out there on the game, and it's looking pretty sweet. It's old school RPG back, and it's going to be out on Xbox One, PlayStation 4, and I believe on the Switch as well, which is great news. So you can get to choose whatever platform you are looking for. It's going to be there for you. Anyway, so that's the big announcement. There will be more games to review, but that's the first one. First time I've reviewed a game, folks, since my days in Hyper. That was 95. So what, 23 years it's been since I've last reviewed a game. This is going to be good. Oh yeah, the other thing I've got to announce is that I'll be working from home from now on. I've just started working from home, which means I can spend more time up in front of the camera and get stuff onto the channel. So looking forward to getting more stuff up here for you guys, and more reviews and more plays and more let's plays, more stuff for you guys to digest. But let's get to the top 5 videos for the channel for the month of June. So number 5 video was the Saving Sonic and Sally Statues update video. A lot of guys out there are really curious to see what's happening with that. Currently, I gotta tell you, there's no updates, any further updates since that last video. I did make a couple of offers. I had some items that I thought that the owner of the junkyard might be interested in, and I got a big fat decline no within 5 minutes. So things are still running slow on that front, but I'll keep at it. I'll keep finding stuff to offer for the statues, and we'll see how that goes. Yeah, it's killing me to think that those statues are just continuing to sit outside. It's really cold at the moment and has been bucketing down rain, and poor Sonic and Sally are standing out there in the rain at the moment and not being serviced to. So yeah, not really good. We'll see how that goes, but we'll keep at it. Which reminds me, if you've got any suggestions as to what we can offer, this is for the Australians out there, please leave a comment below. Let me know. I'm open for suggestions, because at the moment I've got nothing, to be quite honest. And the number 4 video was the initial video that sparked that off, the Saving Sonic and Sally Statues video. I can't tell you how much that video changed my channel. It's amazing, you put one video out and it can just blow up, and all of a sudden your whole energy and your whole focus is just around that one topic. It's incredible. Number 3 was my gaming pickups for May. that was a pretty big video. I think that was the one, where I showed off the Genesis that I got from America. And speaking of America, today's the 4th of July, so happy Independence Day to all my US followers that are out there. Been to America mainland once, so I've really got to get on that and get back out there. Now that I'm running YouTube, it might be a different visit when I go there. I might end up meeting some fans. We'll see what happens. Number 2 video for the channel was my pickups video for June, and that was my book off haul from Japan. All my GameCube games and all my Nintendo 64 games. Super Mario 3, anyone? I gotta unwrap them. They're still in their wrap. I still gotta get them and try them out on the Nintendo 64. I haven't even tried the Pikachu Nintendo 64 yet. I still haven't fired that up, and I gotta be careful because here in Australia we have 240 volts and this thing will fry. I have to get the step down transformer for that. Pretty cool. If you haven't already seen that, that's my new addition to the channel, the Nintendo 64. And the number 1 video for the month of June was my podcast. Yes, the podcast is back. Yes, another bloody gaming podcast. And speaking of the podcast, that video in particular, if you haven't watched it already, it was a good podcast. You should get into it. And we've got a good one coming up again. This time we've got Top Loader, we've got GameFed, we've got Cameron Hans. These guys will be featuring on the channel with some very cool questions coming up. And speaking of podcast questions, I'm inviting you guys to write your questions down below in the comment section. If you've got a question for the podcast, please let us know and we'll read it out if we've got time. If Top Loader gives me enough time to just, get a word in. So we'll see how that works out. My big announcements to come. I've got this next podcast is going to be epic, but the one afterwards in August is going to be off the charts. I have got the very guy that came up with the expression Genesis does what Nintendo don't. Al Nilsson, he'll be featuring on my podcast for August. That's my 12th podcast on the channel. I will also be having DJ Slope. That's right, DJ Slope will be featuring as a podcast guest. And also Lizzie the Hedgehog. Now, she was meant to be on the podcast a couple of podcasts ago. Unfortunately, due to my bad, I stuffed the audio up and she couldn't make the re-recording of that. But she's going to be on board. This is going to be, the August podcast is going to be an all Sega podcast. Sega, call it what you ever. It's going to be celebrating the big blue. So I really can't wait to get that up on the channel. And again, speaking of all things Sega, I can't wait to get these review codes to get more content. I have to move things around in here again. I've got to get my Xbox One up here. I haven't got an Xbox One in this room. And I'll also have to work out how to get the PlayStation 4 up here. To do the footage, to get the reviews up, I'm going to make it a big concentrated effort to make sure that these reviews that I put on the channel are going to be worth your while to watch. So look forward to that. I can't do any I can't show you any footage of the game until the embargo lifts, which I believe is July the 10th. I've actually got the game in full. I just have to review it and get that together. I'm looking forward to it. My first review in over 20 years. This is going to be awesome. Anyway, I think I'll leave it at that. Please subscribe if you haven't already done so. All the usual stuff. I'd like to thank all the patrons that have joined up. Don't forget to join up as a patron if you wish to do so and help the channel. It's patreon.com/Since Spacies. You'll see the link down there as well. Also, subscribe to these guys. What the Show. They've been doing some epic, disgusting videos lately. You've got to watch those guys. I think I'll leave it at that. But anyway, my name has been Brian and I've been gaming since Spacies. Thanks, guys.
Since Spacies.